And that is essentially the Christian life I'm inviting you. Now let me ask you this question on leaving. Does that sound so bad?
It depends on exactly what you mean by love. I would need that super defined because you could look at it from a perspective as that if somebody's doing something that's against the rules and the laws that you think are godly, then maybe you could justify it in yourself to take action against them. It might be negative towards them, but you say it's doing it in the way of love. If you understand me,
for example,
I'm doing it for your own benefit, but you're not going to live your own life.
I'll give you an example. The state now is increasingly clamping down on freedom of speech. The liberal state in our society is increasingly trying to govern how we speak.
Yes.
If the state makes it illegal to preach the gospel, we Christians are morally obliged to break the law. Okay. And that is not a hypothetical thing. There are many countries in the world today, like Saudi Arabia and Iran, where it is illegal to preach the gospel. And we Christians must be, did you get that? Must be, obligatory. We shall be breakers of the law. Okay?
Well, I'm a proponent of free speech, so that's all good with me.
But the point is, there is not a link between law and morality. That is a fallacy within our society that many people buy into unthinkingly, that because Parliament has passed a law, that means that it's moral.
Well, of course I don't think that.
I know most people at Speaker's Corner are cleverer than that, but let's be honest, most people reading the newspaper and watching the news don't think that way. They confuse, they think, oh well, he broke the law, so he's wrong. But actually, exactly, but there's plenty of people that have broke the law that are morally right.
Right. Okay, yeah, I won't disagree there.
So now let me ask you again. So you wanted to know what the definition of love is?
Yeah.
So the definition of love is best embodied by Christ. Christ says, there is no greater love than this, than he who lays down his life for his friends. That is love. Okay? To live your life as a sacrifice for the other. And the other is to live your life as a sacrifice to the other, which is God. To live your life as a sacrifice to the other, which is your brother in the faith. To live your life as a sacrifice, which is the other of your neighbor. And to live your life as a sacrifice to the other that is your enemy. That means that you do and you pursue that which is best for other people, and your measure of what is best for other people is by simply reflecting upon what is best for you. Do you want to be taken as a slave? No. So you fight against those ideologies that wish to bring about slavery.
That's selfish.
Did you not hear what I just said?
No, I did, for sure, but I can point out a little bit of a logical contradiction. You're doing it for your benefit because
no.
it won't affect
You're measuring what is good by what is in your best interest, and then living a life that tries to achieve that for everyone else. Okay. So, if you don't want to be taken as a slave, you oppose those ideologies that want to institute slavery, those groups, those movements that are bringing about slavery. Right. If you don't want to live in poverty on the street, poor and dispossessed of home, for those conditions that allow everyone to have the basics that you want. Yeah? If you don't want to live in a world in which people are being guided into a consumerist society in which they define themselves by these baseless things of experience and what you own and possess, then you fight against those systems that create that kind of society. Yeah? If you don't agree with racism being subjected against you because you're white, then you fight against racism that is projected against people who are black or of any other colour. Yeah? If you don't want to be persecuted by an evil system, a terrorist network like ISIS, then you fight against ISIS. Right. Yeah? So the reality is that measure which is good is defined by what is common sense to you, as what is good for you. If you want wholesome families, then you fight for the family.
Right. Let me say something. Things you were saying there, I'm pretty much agreeing with you on pretty much everything you said. But I'm coming to that conclusion from an entirely atheistic perspective, if you know what I mean.
An atheist.
Atheistic perspective, and I don't need a god to come to those conclusions.
I did say that agnosticism worked itself out practically to be atheist.
Well, in any case, I'm saying what I'm saying.
That's what I said, if you're
Yeah. But
No, I
are
agree.
you actually listening to what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Saying that you're coming to the same conclusions from a different route.
Yes.
Yeah. And
so
what
for
I'm
me,
saying
that's
to you,
valuable for you.
and
okay.
what I'm saying to you is that collectively, what we see when society gives up the moorings of the Christian faith and adopts state agnosticism, whilst individuals like you are still free to pursue the things I'm talking about, the reality is that state and society doesn't. We've undermined the family in this country. We have murdered millions of children in this country. We have...
You mean abortion, right?
Yes, absolutely, that's murder of children. Yes. Everyone wants to be born, but somehow I've noticed that all the advocates for abortion are people who have never had to go through the random chance of abortion. They all survived. You know, everyone says don't kill me, but they're quite happy to advocate for the prevention of other people having a life. You know, you want a life for yourself, but you're happy to let other people stop life being given to others. So, you know, the fact of the matter is that without God, we have no guiding star, we have no North Star, we have no compass, we have no reference. Society doesn't. You as an individual, I accept that you can come to many of the same conclusions as me.
Okay.
But I would say that the reason why you've come to many of those same conclusions, and I really have to stop now, but many of the reason why you've come to those conclusions is because the ocean of Christianity that is our cultural heritage is still informing people. But increasingly what we see as society disconnects itself from the anchor is it is unwrapping the tapestry of our Christian heritage and developing a moral system that has no connection to it.
Right. Well, I would say I disagree.
The process is called...
My morality only comes from Christianity. It doesn't. But, well, maybe we have ideas that we agree on, but it's not because I've been educated in any sort of way with your faith.
Yeah. I would think that if you were born in this country, which I'm assuming you are, then you cannot escape the fact that Christianity has influenced you. And the reason why you can't escape the fact that Christianity has influenced you is because it has influenced common law, it has influenced our educational system, our judicial system, it's influenced virtually every institution of the land, and as you have passed through those institutions, you will have been influenced it. But increasingly, through the process of differentiation, that influence is waning, it's waxing. And so more and more people are coming through those institutions, this culture, without any grounding in a Christian faith. And what we're seeing is a plurality of individuals with no common culture, no common identity, and they are literally just like sheep scattered.
I think there's more ways
I
of
have
having.
to go. I'm sorry.
You can have another moral. You can have a moral anchor, but it doesn't need to be in Christianity.
Maybe that's a debate for another day.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. Thank you. And I want to say it again because I was mischaracterized, and you kind of bought into the uncle's mischaracterization. On the question of violence, I don't advocate violence. Everything that you have heard today should not be interpreted as me trying to justify violence.
Okay.
But I sit within a tradition that's in the Roman tradition of the understanding. That means that in certain exceptional circumstances, violence can be justified.
Okay.
And that's all I was trying to articulate. Okay?
Yep.
So if you walk away from this hearing anything else, that's on you. It's not on me.
No, I'm an honest man.
Yeah?
I'm listening to what you're saying.
That's fine, bro.
Maybe you're not used to dealing with people
No,
like
no,
that.
no, I do. But it was just the way that you kind of was agreeing with this brother's characterization of me, and I wanted to make sure we had an understanding
I think
of
it was more of a misunderstanding of what you meant by spreading the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
I think it was if you're saying what you're saying now, then I'll take that to be what you're saying.
Yeah, it is that sometimes the cause of fighting for justice and the cause of the kingdom of God align.
Right. Okay.
And in those circumstances, the spreading the kingdom of God means that you are involved in a particular violent struggle. Cool. For example, fighting against the Nazis, fighting against ISIS.
Yeah. All right. So.
All right. Take care. God
See you
bless.
later.
Peace with you, bro. Keep look into those prophecies. Yeah, you're going to look into those prophecies.
I will.
Good one. Peace with you. All right. Hand over the baton to you, Page Boy. Take care. God bless everyone.
Take care.